Hi guys, follow me on Instagram to never ever miss any of my crazy updates.
So now you're here again, knocking at my door. A little too late for, I'm sorry for. The lights went out cause you kept cutting the cord, and I started to fade.
Alright, we're all set to go. Air conditioning off. There's this cool feature in this car wherein you can actually put the car for washing. Car wash mode is also there, and when you start it tells you to fold your mirrors, Parkotronic is off, rain sensor is off, windows closed, tilt sunroof closed, vehicle level raised, all these things, and maximum speed 20 kilometers per hour. Anyways, hey Mercedes,
How can I help?
engine data. That's great. We have 7 drive modes on offer. So right now I am just going to tell you the drive mode: Sand, Trail, Slippery, Comfort, Sport Plus, and obviously Sport and Individual too, which can be seen in this menu somehow. That's kind of funny. It is not showing in that menu. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, traction control, Sport, revving the motor. Absolutely stellar acceleration. Well, at least the way the car performs and the timings, they don't match, because it goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 5.3 seconds, which honestly isn't very quick for an AMG. Now, of course, this is not a full AMG, this is a half AMG. I always have to come to the left side to save the wheels of this car or of any car with low profile tires. But get into the gas and the response is absolute, immediate. Let the birds cross. Oh my goodness, the way the engine sounds is fantastic. Really very nice, very loud indeed. But you know what's the best thing about this car? The insulation levels on the inside are so good now, you can barely hear anything at lower speeds. You can't hear anything at all at lower speeds. It's so silent, it's so refined. But once you get going now, you can hear a lot more. Sporty way, definitely. But okay, can you hear the pops and cracks? Yeah, that's also a good thing. However, the insulation is so good now, you can't hear as much as you would expect from an AMG. Throttle response is immediate, aided by, of course, the 48-volt mild hybrid system, which actually gives you 22 horsepower and 250 Newton meters of torque. The overall output from this 3-liter inline 6-cylinder engine happens to be 435 horsepower between 5,500 to 6,100 RPM. Meanwhile, the torque output is 520 Newton meters, which comes in at a low 1,800 RPM and peaks at 5,800 RPM. The brakes are also very nice. AMG brakes, of course. वो Scorpio उल्टी होती है, अभी पता है. Traction control completely off. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. Revving the motor. There is absolutely no wheel spin even with traction control off, because this is a 4MATIC system. It's able to individually channel power to each of the wheels. So yes, traction levels are absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I can keep praising the grip levels on this car, but I think the tires are an overkill. They're just too wide than they should be. Now you see the instrument cluster looks very nice. There's also a display mode here. When I get into display mode, look at that. It's sort of an EQ menu. It's telling me that 5.5 kilometers per liter is what I'm been averaging. But yeah, no problem at all, because it's got a big 85-liter fuel tank capacity. Okay, onto the gas. I know. This one is boring, this instrument cluster display. So we'll come back right away. I love the way the car performs. I think it's absolutely stellar, this engine. Okay, it could have had a bigger soul, whatever that means. In the sense that it could have been louder still. Only thing is that insulation now takes away from that AMG growl which is there on the outside. Those 4 exhausts are actually working hard to give you a great experience. Now with that EQ boost, actually Mercedes calls it EQ boost, that mild hybrid system, it helps in 2 ways, actually 3 ways. It helps in the stop-start system, of course. Meanwhile, at lower speeds you can barely hear, probably it's working. No, it cannot independently go on the battery, of course. It only aids, it adds that additional punch under hard acceleration. And beyond that, it also helps in the AMG Active Body Control Plus, wherein basically it helps in managing the roll of the car, in roll mitigation, I would say. Around the corners, you would love the steering wheel because it is just so freaking... I am accelerating full beans and full bananas with the traction control off, because this car has so good grip. It's just fantastic. It has a slew of systems too, which obviously helps its cause. Now when you come here around traffic, you realize that you can actually take a chill pill. You know why? Because this car also has active braking assist. What it does is you can decide if you want it early, medium or late, and it will automatically apply brakes. And if someone is in your line of sight and you're too close, it also gives you a warning triangle with a red thing in the heads-up display as well as in the instrument cluster. Okay, the ride is a little on the stiffer side. It's actually quite stiff in sport mode. You can, like, we're moving all over the place. You can see that. So yeah, the ride comfort isn't the best. Of course, this is an AMG, so the suspension will be on the stiffer side. In comfort mode, it is slightly better. Obviously, it's got adaptive dampers. It's got air suspension too. And when you're driving sporty, it is to the lowest position. The driving position is to the lowest, or rather the ride height. So 0 to 100 kilometers per hour takes 5.3 seconds, and the top speed of this car happens to be 250 kilometers per hour. I love this display. It's so rad. It's actually a new one, which is first time for me I'm seeing this. It looks really fantastic as well. So in terms of performance, yeah, it is more than adequate, but it's not full bananas AMG like I told you earlier. I love the heads-up display. You can hear the pops and cracks. I hope you can, because it does sound quite nice. Oh my god, look at it. Yeah, hear it again. Here we go. Braking performance is fantastic, as you would expect from a Mercedes AMG. My goodness. This gearbox is so fast with shifts. It's a 9-speed unit. It's a torque converter gearbox, but it is so quick with upshifts and downshifts as well. Now, of course, these drive modes, these 7 drive modes alter a lot of parameters, like from the engine, the gearbox, the steering wheel, the air conditioning, the ESP mode, and also the ride height of the car, the suspension, okay, the dampers too. It has got 3 ride height modes: the low one, which is in sport, the regular one, which is like normal, and then you can raise the ride height further for off-road driving. And of course, having an air suspension helps its cause, because the ride quality seems quite good in comfort mode, but then again in sport mode it feels very uneasy. Like, you can feel a lot. You can feel a lot inside the cabin. You need a really smooth tarmac to really enjoy it, but the gearbox is so fast with shifts. It's somehow able to get you the right gear all the time. It's just so quick to drop a gear. It's so quick to upshift as well, which is absolutely phenomenal. And I love this instrument cluster. It gives you so much information as well. Yeah, this is a little bit tricky to use, this BlackBerry style controls, because I'm trying to operate the right one. I'm ended up applying the left one as such, and it's showing me how much power and torque I'm using in real time as well. So you see, this is a fantastic system. Okay, this instrument cluster is so pleasing. All power, all torque. Wow, fantastic, phenomenal. Okay, this G-force meter is also very swaggy. Gives you so much information now, this cluster. You never have to like look anywhere else. And can you see that heads-up display? That is also very rad. You know why? That is one of the best I've ever seen. I've already spoken about it earlier. However, when you're parking the car also now, it shows you parking sensor display there too. That's also fab. The steering wheel is phenomenal. Good amount of grip on offer. Really feels some, and I love it. I absolutely love the way the steering responds. It's, I mean, on the lighter side at low speeds, but super responsive, super agile, and very quick as well. Directional changes are fantastic too. Okay, right now we're going to get into manual mode, and in manual mode what happens is that it gives you complete control of things. It will not upshift unless and until you do so. 6,800 RPM is where it goes till. The exhaust sounds really very nice. Yeah, it does sound nice. I'm actually quite impressed by this engine, but it could have had a lot more character considering it's an AMG. So yes, it could have sounded louder as such. I love the fact that there are paddle shifters which are so responsive, and the finish of these are also phenomenal. It's also giving me an upshift recommendation in the heads-up display, and it gives me complete manual control of things, which is again a nice thing. Now if I whack open the throttle, it will not downshift, it will not upshift, it will not downshift. Wow, that is a good thing indeed. Absolutely rad instrument cluster display right now. It's called minimal or something, underrated or something of that sort. and you really have to see the tachometer because you just cannot keep up with the shifts. The shifts are so freaking fast. What a soundtrack. I love it. I absolutely love it because the pull from this engine is always ready, it's always responsive. Drivability is great. Turbo lag is not there. I mean, it's very well contained. Just feels so amazing to drive this Mercedes AMG. Only thing is you sit so high up now, so you have to contain, you have to deal with the body roll, but rest of it is fantastic. At a price of rupees 1.46 crores, it is on the expensive side. Of course, it is on the expensive side, but factor this in first. The Hip Hop Edition actually costs somewhat similar, making this actually quite good value for money for the kind of performance it offers, and of course the kind of smile it puts on your face, which is massive without a freaking doubt. Now, oh my god, on lift off now, the way the exhaust reacts is just something else. Phenomenal. The real fun is actually redlining this car because somewhere near the red line it feels so good. The engine obviously revs fast, it's very eager to, and it is a unit which kind of masks the weight of this heavy car of 2.2 tons to a great extent. So guys, this is my vlog of the Mercedes AMG GLE 53 4MATIC Plus Coupe. Long name for a brilliant car, but this display now is absolutely the highlight for me personally. And of course, the performance and the handling and the steering wheel, and I can keep going on and on. Bye bye.